Okay. Well, take 3 ought to do the charm, eh? Anyway, hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. I swear to God, I really hope we don't go past an hour this time. I'm back in a bus that I'm probably gonna despawn again. Anyway. Anyhow. I don't know why it's so dang loud. I'm now going to be heading to the middle school to pick up middle school football. I might have to run this, I'm sorry. Also, some of you guys have yet to ask. Of course, I've never shown you guys this at all. Also, I'm trying to boogie, so realism will come into it. Well, that hurt a lot. Never mind. Oh, okay. One bus can have cheerleaders then. I like this. Yeah, he's flashing at me, but sadly, I have to load my people up, so which
that's fine, the last job at 13 Central. 5 George K. 5 George K.
I'm all loaded up. I'm gonna let somebody else lead. mistake, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, I guess C2 could probably. Exactly where we're going. It will depend on where you take me. Okay, I didn't turn that off. Cool. I'm gonna back up from this one as they go 29 miles an hour, which is too slow. It's focused at 55 right now. Last I checked. I'm gonna also really speed up here. That hurt. That's fine. That'll pop. Cool, it's raining again. And who gave a hoot? Cause it ain't me. I'll tell you that much. Oh! Warning, entering this bus without explicit consent of the school coordination, corporation, constitutes a criminal trespass A class D felony, and yeah, there you go. And you want to know how much I feel about others getting on my bus? I never noticed that on this bus. And I don't know why I like to assign myself to different buses, but whatever. Oh, well. Yeah, that's totally how you fix problems. Because that actually ends up being another problem for another driver. Anyway, since I'm here, this is a ICRE. We are in a game I've never shown to you guys ever before. The 1301 bus number is a fat lie. I will show you what bus I'm on. This is the bus I'm on, bus 050. I just say bus 50 because I could care less about this 0 right here. I don't know if you can see, but this says available here. It will show that it is taken to it'll show that it's taken, obviously for other users. But yeah, it is a actual ICRE, and I figured it would fit the channel very well. Unfortunately, bus 22 is a Thomas C2, and it is a shorty bus. That I won't tolerate. This I will not tolerate because, and I will let others actually use that bus because I personally don't care for Thomas C2s. I was originally driving the Bluebird Vision, specifically bus 90. I decided once an hour and 30 minutes went by of filming, which by the way will be deleted because ain't nobody gonna be watching that, especially for that long. But that was the bus I was driving last time. Unfortunately, I'm going to shut my hazards off because obviously it's about to drive me crazy, and I'm sure several of you guys as well. There's one question I can't finish that sentence because, again, I have never shown you guys this game. And it's taken me 3 to maybe 70 different attempts to not mess up everything. And I don't think I had completed my sentence when I said what game we're in. We're in Norcross school bus roleplay, and I quote that from the title of the game. And I had actually gotten told that I cannot RP, which I pretty much just told them to reread the title of the game and apologize, which obviously they did. And they again apologized. Oh, that was not the bus I was driving last time. I like this bus a lot, because it's the only bus that has working windshield wipers. Want me to prove it? I'll press G for you. And it doesn't, it's not always in sync, which is great. Okay, now with this discussion over, I am going to depart. Yeah, see, they're not in sync anymore. And you feel free to ask me how I can drive like that, because honestly, it bothers me none. Also, the light that's actually steadily on. Yeah, that light that's steadily on is actually supposed to be the emergency door light. It's a warning light that tells me that it's a warning light that tells me to check the emergency doors. I have every reason to explain to you that I have every reason to explain to you that and by the way, I'm just driving around right now. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to make this extremely clear. I will not assign myself to this bus. I will not. Oh, Victoria, shut your eyes. Well, that went well. You can unhide your eyes, by the way. I'm just gonna pretend none of that happened. If you just heard that, that would be my phone. And no, I won't accept the hey, texting and driving .com, which is not a legit site, I don't think. Well, don't tell me that was my bus. I will not tolerate a black grill either. It's not my bus. Hallelujah. I think it's not my bus. If that's 102... No, that's 101. Okay, where's my bus? I hate this. Okay, don't wig out on me, please. Thank you. You're so kind. Never mind. You really like glitching out, okay. Well, no, you didn't necessarily glitch out. Every time you let me in the bus without me flipping that lever, you were glitching out. Why does none of the buses spawn with the parking brake engaged? It just makes no sense to me. Also, I have a constant horn on this bus, and this bus has a child check, so yeah, I'll assign this one to me. Okay, time to go screw around with the football team.
That's fine, the last job at 13 seconds.
And turn the game up. I'm relatively surprised nobody has ever asked me why I always, when I'm stuck behind a bus, why I always turn on my red lights, my red student loading lights. Well, I'm just going to tell you, I also typically attempt to stay a little ways away from the bus so that I could actually make that legal. Oh god. Oh, for the record, I did not have a full bus when I first started recording. They actually split into the third bus had cheerleaders, which they truly could have, well, never mind. I was told the cheer team this year was rather large. Of course you would. That, my friends, means I have to do a child check. And in order for this to work, I have to restart the bus and immediately turn it off. Like so. I also gotta make sure I don't... Okay, we're good. Now we go all the way to the back of the bus, what it should do. And it works on this bus only, because the Thomas C2, the full bus, the full C2, has that little annoying ding to it. But anyway, what this one does is when you press it, it will flash, and why is it not doing it? I did, LOL. Moving back to the front of the bus to redo that procedure. Wait to start must be off before starting. Like the other game I might show you guys that actually has a little buzzer sound on one of the buses when I turn on the loading lights. Okay. In all realism, I should never have to ever restart any bus. Bus. I don't know what to do with you anymore. I know you want me to do a child check, Nate. Come on. Oh, is it because my dang hazards are on and it's wigging you out? I'm gonna also do the engine restart for the third time, with my hazards off this time. I'll do it for the 4th time just to ensure. Okay. Now that was just me fiddling with stuff. But, sorry. I should just say, hashtag buttons, and so much of them. I'm not that person, I promise you. I probably just screwed it all up. What the lights are supposed to do, so what it's supposed to do is pretty much flash, like so. I pressed U, which turns on the dome lights, which is the lights that are on right now. But those also turn on, uh, those turn on normally when, uh, you drive for a little while, or at least have it idling for a little while. Typically when you start hearing the air cutoff system, which is the big, hissing sound that you hear every now and then. My light in the room really wants to go out badly. If it does, I don't care, I will still record. So far, this is just me demonstrating at this point, just... You worked last time on attempt number 2, why don't you do it now? Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do if that has not worked, which it didn't, I actually, used the dome lights again. I didn't think it would. What I'm doing now is I'm gonna sit here. I cannot load my football team in because I'm required to do this child checkmate system. And you would be able to tell when it completes its little process because it will turn off the dome lights automatically. It will not really do much of any good to leave your dome lights on, especially when you drive with them on. It will do you no good attempting that because you would never know that it did it. That's my cue. Just kidding, that was not my cue. It usually is. Nope. I meant to hit B, which is my loading lights. I'm gonna make every effort. Hashtag epilepsy warning. I'm gonna try to force this to actually do the child checkmate. Well, I could also wait for a little while it tries to figure its life out. But anyway, that hissing sound, by the way, that you just now heard, that's the air cutoff system. when that goes off, I do not know why it did it for the second time. But must be a fast compressor. But yep, I got it. It's telling me do child check. But why? Like why? Why now? I want to leave. I want to load up my kids. Can you guys tell that I am absolutely upset with this bus right now? I really don't want to leave behind these guys. There we go. That's what it's supposed to do. It'll sit there a little bit. It'll flash at you when you do when you press the child check button and hold it down. That's what it's supposed to do. When it goes off like it just did, that just means it is complete doing its little thing. Now, that took way too long of an effort. This may end up being an hour-long video. I hope it doesn't, and it may get close to it. And I will blame this bus, not me, this time. And hopefully you guys would understand. But still. And, yeah. Anyway. I'm actually going to turn that off. I turned the key onto its on position, which turns on all the electronics. On this bus, there is no radio sounds, and it's actually rather unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm not bothered by that either, because actually it often gets really annoying. This bus is bus 102. I love this bus because it has a quote-unquote anti-theft system, which I say quote-unquote because there ain't no emergency exits besides the ones that are up here. And those don't even open all the way, and you can't get out of them. So, when this door is closed, people are actually rather screwed. I'm going to get rid of the GUI really quick by pressing N. So you guys could actually have and I'm going to press tab as well to get rid of the leaderboard. And I'm going to hit Windows G, get a good screenshot for you. I might have, unrelated, but don't that look nice? That's a nice screenshot right there. You even have my mouse cursor there. That might be our thumbnail, by the way. Don't tell anybody. Anyway, back to the game. I'm gonna put in that now, and I'm gonna activate my 4 ways. You can exit there, that goes into another place, and it probably would have been faster for me to go that way anyway. This bus has... Shoot. I forgot that my doors were open. Anyway, with that crisis now averted, this bus has... Oh. Okay. Cool. I hope that wasn't the child checkmate system. But, because, this bus ain't even close to being on. But, it has the LED lights, as you see there. By the way, if you're epileptic, do not look at this. I swear to you, I don't want to bring anybody to the hospital. Also, I have a very easy fascination with this bus, and you want to know why? Because when I open the doors with the ambers on, and when and the reds turn on, did you see how slow? Oh, funny. That's a bug. And I can't report it because I can't get their Discord server. See, this vehicle does not, and I repeat, does not turn on red, which means I I don't turn right on red, I don't turn left on red, and I don't go straight on red. That changes when I need to hurry, but you know what they say. I will actually turn my lights on again. But when I close it, see, you gotta see how slow it goes, because I'm easily fascinated by it. Yeah, I'm gonna open my doors back up again. Sorry, guys. I promise you, my turns or my four ways are gonna remain on until I go, and I promise you, it won't be long. Now is the time I look up at this mirror. Press V because I don't know why, really. Maybe just charge up the batteries, I guess, which I wouldn't understand why, because technically there is 3 or 4 really large-sized batteries that, should not go dead that long. And I don't think is implemented in the game, thank God, because I don't want it to be. But, yeah. That, air brake, thing, the service brake releasing, which I will demonstrate here by the panel. Notice that the brake lights are now present. When I release that button, and you hear that sound, that's very realistic for when the parking brake goes off and it goes into gear. Otherwise, it really would sound like the Bluebird Vision, which I will show you in another episode. I'm bring that back so I know who's online. But, and that way I'm not randomly talking to myself in the server. Oh, lag. I hate it when it happens too. Don't everybody. Which also reminds me, I've seen a ad recently that I call utter bull on. Yeah, I don't trust it at all. I never went on it, and I never will go on it, but, apparently they are one of those that actually prevents lag from happening. And this is a very recent ad, by the way. I mean, you do what you want to do with that. I'm just explaining that I don't necessarily trust it, like I don't with any other ad. Like, I don't usually trust ads in general. Otherwise, I would have major storage problems right now. That was lag, by the way. That would normally never... I hate that, but... no, I don't necessarily hate it. That's what gave me a very nice-looking screenshot. But yeah. We're unloading the football team now. No. My quote-unquote foot is on the brake right now. I'm actually keyboarding this. I'm just reading chat now. Wait, did that go down a little? Get off, kids. I don't get paid by the hour. Thank you. Finally. people, I swear. I'm kidding, by the way. Bless y'all. Well, now I think about it, there are some weird people out in the world. Especially the ones that do not know how to drive. Especially around a Love's truck stop. I almost slammed into a Jeep once. Well, I shouldn't say it was a Jeep, it was more like a very large SUV. More like a Suburban. Not a Suburban, ay. That was, I'm sorry, I had a very long day, I promise. You didn't see anything? Whoa! Wrong button, I don't know. Stopping to let somebody cross. You'll notice my hazards are on. No, stop it, thank you. You'll notice my hazards are on. They're on for a reason. Alright, now that I've confirmed they're across, I will shut them up and, so I'll cancel them. Completely run the stop sign and, mosey back to the bus barn. Well, I call it the bus barn, that's really where... But, the bus yard. I figured you would. I knew you would. See, I learned stuff, people. I had a hunch he would do that. By the way, that was the most illegal stuff he could have done. I'm telling you. By the way, you're not supposed to park like that. Fire district. Whatever. I forgot to turn my hazards on. You will see why here in a minute. Please don't spawn bus 50, don't spawn bus 50. That would have been a mess and a half. And I don't want to deal with all the complaints. Really? No? You're supposed to. I could still do it with that off, but it don't feel right. Well, while that's happening, or attempting to happen, why this is 102's spot, not 101, I don't know. I would have just fancied that my bus would have belonged right there, but it don't. It belongs here, because that's where it spawns in, so, you know, that's kind of where it belongs. So, yeah. Well, since I'm waiting for that to get its child check system to work. I'm just gonna turn off the GUI of the dash in my gauges and actually show you the slow stop sign. Or not. I figured you would. So if he stays, I have no choice but to stay in my driver's seat It should be about ready, but I don't trust the dude right there. What he wants is he wants to be extremely lazy and not go to your bus spawner and spawn whatever bus. Or he just wants to get a free ride out of everything. That would be probably my cue for that. No, that never went down. I was gonna say, I hope my bus did not just shut off on itself. Or the noise did. The common sense, if common sense, please. um, for God's sakes. I can't believe... you're marked as a dang staff member. Bruh. If you're a staff member, you would have known that by now. I might have broke the bus. that would have been my third to fourth time having to tell her that. I assume it's a her. I'd better go look at the thing. Yeah. Really? Maybe I was. Maybe it was. Let me try. I don't think so. Okay, let's see what our dilemma is. I sense something weird happening. Well, now that we hit 1 hour by accident, I'm gonna close out this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and God bless. Quite literally. I swear, it's amazing what the good Lord can do, but still, anyway, God bless you.